Let's see if these art supplies actually change my art, or maybe they just look pretty on the shelf. Today, legends, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have not a very big art haul for you, but I've been collecting a couple of purchases that I've made from a couple of different shops, and I have them all here to show you. Oh, there's a lot there. Well, it's not that much. There's not that much, but I have to admit, some of them art supplies I bought they're on the pricier side, so you can't get as much. Let's go. I'm going to put you down. I'm not even going to waste time in the introduction. Let's just get going and try them out and see if they're right for me. Okay, here are all the art supplies that I've gotten. Let's go with the first one. The first one's not really an art supply, but I decided to invest in a 2026 calendar. This one's by Frankie O. I'm just going to move this stuff over. Frankie O does this most amazing, colourful, happy, beautiful artworks. When I can afford it, I will get one of her originals or even head down for a class. But have a little look at these. I'll just quickly flip through some of the pages for you. Her artworks are just so joyous, so colourful, so beautiful. I love them so much. So I decided to get her 2026 calendar. I pre-ordered it. And I love it. It was definitely a purchase that I will not regret. So, don't know where I'm going to hang it yet. Alright, now let's get into the actual art supplies. Now, I've got a local art supply shop. Because the demand, I'm in a rural country town, we don't have a demand for a massive, great big art shop like the Sydney Art Store or Eckersley's or something like that in Australia. We don't have the demand, so she's kind of got just a couple of brands of a whole heap of different things, and she's trying to get some more stuff in for people. So these two things here I got from her. I'm gonna try. I want to start moving into more artist grade acrylic paints. So she's got Winsor & Newton there, so I thought I'd try Winsor & Newton. I have no ultramarine left, so I got a tube of that. We're going to try that today. I don't know if any of the colors of the things that I got today actually match, so I'll probably bring in some other art supplies in to mix with it. She also sells, at my request, inktense blocks, singles. So yeah, open stock inktense blocks. She always wraps them up so nicely, and I say to her all the time, don't worry about it, because I end up breaking them anyway. So if I get home and they break, it doesn't matter. To be honest with you, I don't remember what colors I got. I'm fairly certain this is the indigo, because I've only got small bits of the indigo left. I like it, I love my indigo. So that one's, I think, indigo. I want to say this is like the dark purple, because I thought it looked really nice. So it's a dark purple color. So it's broken, but that doesn't matter. That's only because this has been kicking around for a couple of weeks. So I've got indigo and I've got the dark purple. So that was from my local little shop. And then I've got this favorite charcoal stick that I love, and it's by Cretacolor, and it's their Cretacolor chunky charcoal. This is such a nice charcoal, but this one piece of charcoal is not cheap. So not many art supplies stores actually stock it. So I was hoping to jump on and buy a few of them so I had some spare, because I've only got one of these. Well, now I have two. This is my second one. Oh, it's just so soft, and it's so nice. I keep the little box to put it in until I start getting crazy with it. I originally ordered, I think, 2 of these because they're over $10 each, 10 Australian dollars each. So they're not a cheap charcoal, but I love them so much. So I got one of them. So here's the one I've got currently, and I don't like using it too much because I don't want to waste it. So I originally had ordered 2 of these, and I found an art supply shop. I think it's called Parker's. Yeah, Parker's Art Supplies in Sydney. I was looking for places that stock these. there's not many places. Even some of your bigger art supply shops like the Sydney Art Store, I don't think sell it. I really like the Art Shop, which is a art supply store based in Melbourne. They don't stock it. I like buying a lot of my stuff from there because they seem to have really good prices and stuff, but they don't stock these even. So I found these Parker's Art Supplies had them, so I thought I'll get 2. So I've got some, but they were having such trouble. They only had 1 in stock and they were trying to get another one from the supplier. But it was like 3 weeks later and they decided just to refund me and then send me the one that they had, this one. But then I found that they also had a white one. I don't know. So it's called it's by Creator Color again, Art Chunky White. And what I'm hoping is it's almost just like a white soft pastel. Some white charcoals, when they label them as white charcoals, sometimes are not very soft. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be cool. So it's very similar, but it's just white. Now this here is Cold Wax Medium by Gamblin. I bought this. I'm not an oil painter. This is an oil paint additive. You add it to really thicken up and get really thick textures. I bought this because I heard if you put a really thin layer over acrylic paintings in your sketchbook, it'll stop the pages sticking together, and I hate when they stick together. So that's essentially the only reason I got this. I think it's about 16 bucks for this little jar, but I think this little jar should last quite a while. Yeah, so I'm going to try it on a couple of my art pages. So in a way it's a bit like a varnish, but it dries matte. So it stops your acrylic. If you do lots of acrylic painting in your sketchbooks, this will stop those pages sticking together. So I'm going to try it today. Woo, and see how I go. And this was the last thing. Now I originally was going to buy big oil sticks because I thought they might make a nice addition as a final layer. But then I thought we've been a bit short on cash, so I thought I'd try these ones. They're a bit cheaper, but they are a little bit smaller. And I originally had like 6,000 in my cart, but I pared it back to 3. So I got Cad Yellow Light. I really was trying to go for colours that were opaque because this for me is going to be my final layer. There's no point me getting transparent colours for this because they're just not going to sit well on top of my artwork. So I really wanted them to be opaque colours. The difference between these and the oil sticks are just I think these have a higher wax content. So, but they still dry just like the oil sticks do. Yeah, so they're the same type of thing, just a higher wax content. And I also got this turquoise blue because I thought it was just a really pretty colour. It's currently got a skin. So they all end up with a skin. Oh, that feels nice. Anyway, they end up with a skin because they dry over. Anyway, and I just got Mars Black. I thought a black might be nice. I do definitely want a pink and a blue and all sorts. So I'm probably will, as long as I like these, I will probably keep adding to my collection. Yeah, I'm really excited to try these. So yeah, let's get cracking trying these bad boys out. Okay, so here I've got a little sketchbook that I made. This is a handmade one, where I painted a piece of paper with acrylic paint and then turned it into like a zine style sketchbook. That's gouache over the top there, so that these pages don't stick, but these next 2 pages has a heap of acrylic paint and ink, and you can literally see, oh, it's stuck together bad. So this one here, you can see it's actually ripped off some of the paper. I'm going to use this page as my tester for my cold wax medium. And so from what I can gather, you literally just get a tiny bit. So I've got this here. I've got a little, like one of these kitchen cloths that I'll use just for this now. And I've got the tiniest bit on there. I'm just going to go over all of it. Just a little bit on this side. exactly. It's hard to tell where you've already put it down and not. Yeah, so that I've just put the cold wax on there. I'm gonna let that dry, so I'm gonna leave that. You can see the sun's out nicely now. I'm gonna let the sun hit that for a bit, and then I will close her up and see how it goes. This is the test. I sprayed the pages, I left it for 24 hours, and then I shut the book and I've left it shut for 24 hours. So let's see. Oh, look at that. No stick. That's amazing. That's so good. There you go. And it looks exactly the same. It's still quite shiny, which is fine. That's cool. I thought I'd have a little play around now with the Winsor & Newton acrylic paint. This is my first ever tube of their artist grade acrylic paint. So anyway, I'm just going to use it on its own. I'm going to actually maybe use it to draw, maybe in here. I've got some pictures of some endangered animals here that I thought I might maybe paint. I don't know, maybe like paint / draw, just to try it out. So I've got this zine sketchbook, and I've also got my recycled paper bag sketchbook here too, because I just thought I'd like to see how it goes over this brown paper of the recycled bag. First impressions, I haven't even dipped a paintbrush into it yet. It seems quite nice. Really quite smooth coming out of the tube. Oh, now I know you can't judge opacity because each pigment's different, but let me just see. I think this one is a transparent. I think that's what the little box is. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've got a red-finned blue eye fish, which is critically endangered in Australia. So I'm just gonna, for a transparent, it's not too bad. It's actually quite, it's not as transparent as I thought. Nice paint to paint with. Oh, I wonder how it goes mixed with some other paints. I don't have many paints out here. Most of them are in the shed. So this is what I'm talking about. I've got like this lemon yellow sitting here by Montmartre. It's not artist quality, but it's in my sketchbook. I'm just going to see how it goes mixing with other paints. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to pick, I've got this Murray cod here. I'm not showing you my reference photos. You might be able to see them every now and then because I'm not very good at hiding them. But all of these reference photos I got from Wikimedia Commons. So it's a website, just literally Google Wikimedia Commons. And see, this is turning out better. And they're all Creative Commons pictures. I still am reluctant to show you because I find copyright really quite overwhelming, and so I don't want to accidentally do the wrong thing. So yeah, that's where I am with that. See, that's cool. I like how this looks on that pink background. I'm not even going to wash my brush. I'm just going to dip it into the yellow. I'm not entirely sure exactly what I'm going to do here. I thought I would add to this to try out the oil sticks. I'm really excited about these. I think they're a good idea. I only got 3, which I'm now regretting because I wish I got more colors. So I've got two sketchbooks to try these on. I got a black, a yellow, which I think is just, yeah, cad yellow light, and so that's Mars black, cad yellow light, and blue turquoise. I kind of got colours that I thought might look nice going over the top of other colours, so I tried to stick to opaque colours as well. I'm going to use the black on this yellow page. I've got this idea to do a mural in my house where I paint a wall yellow and then use black over the top. So I thought, well, what a great way to try this out is I'll do that over that. But I thought I'd use these two over my little fishy I drew. Now, I know these have a skin, but I don't know, are you meant to pick them off? Should you pick it, or do you just go? No, see, that's not working where it's got skin on it. I've seen some people use like a tissue or a cloth. So let's go, let's try this cloth. It seems to just be picking up the pigment where I've already taken the skin off. Yeah, I don't know. If you've got a better way to get the skin off these, please let me know, because I don't want to have to be doing this every time I use them. God, that'd be annoying. I know the pigment sticks are a bit different. The skin that forms on them is quite thick, so what ends up happening is it's quite easy to peel off, whereas these seem not as easy. I don't know how to get. I saw someone the other day and they literally just on a tissue, but that doesn't seem to be working unless I've already peeled off. Anyway, oh, I literally just broke the whole stick. Good job. Good job, Courtney. Alright. I'm not going to take it out because I'd like to keep it enclosed in the case, the skin. So let's check. Oh, I don't know about you. I like it. The bits of the skin that I haven't peeled off are just coming off on the page a little bit, which is a bit annoying. Oh, geez, though. I'm not gonna lie, I love this because it's like an oil pastel, but it's richer. I don't know what the words I'm looking for. It's like it's more luscious. Luscious is the word. There you go. This one has a bit of a smell. Smells like oil paint. It doesn't bother me too much, but if you're a bit more sensitive, let's see mixed. See, this yellow and that turquoise make a really pretty green when mixed. Yeah, I like that. They are cool. I'm definitely getting more of them when I can afford them because they're not cheap. These are like, I think they were like $11 each for one of these. So it's like, it's a lot of money, you know? Anyway, but I'm going to get more when I can afford it. For now, I'm just going to store them in the box they came in because I feel like that's a good way to keep them contained and not really damaged and clean. Keep them clean as well. Let's have a look at this black. Now, someone's going to tell me there's a trick to getting rid of the skin on these, but in the comments, which is great. But it's going to be like so easy, I can feel it. See, that one was easier too. The turquoise was really crumbly, so you couldn't just peel it off. Yeah, it was interesting. Anyway, so the idea was that I would paint my wall yellow and then use black to do really graphic shapes and stuff. So I thought, I don't know, I've got this sketchbook sitting here with this lino print that I did on top on it. So I thought I would, let's do this goldfish. Interesting. The black is It's still quite nice and luscious, which is nice, but it doesn't seem to be as opaque. It doesn't cover very well. They are so nice to draw with. They're so good. It's like the highest quality oil pastel you could ever get in your life. And I love the fact that it dries. I love that. That's cool. I made this little mini sketchbook zine the other day for a reel and like a short, explaining how to fold it. It's just a single page. I used some 160 GSM cartridge paper to make it, and I thought I would just show you these just quickly. I'm going to use the newer chunky charcoal. I'm going to keep going with a bit of the fish theme. It's just this chunky charcoal. Like I said, this is not the first time I've used it. It is just so black. It is dark as. And it's super soft. So when you first get it, you start using it, it's like, oh yeah, it's all right. But once you get down to it, and you're using it on a nice big piece of paper and using it on its side and stuff, it's just so nice to use. It is just, it's like a soft pastel, I would say, rather than a compressed charcoal. But anyway, I'm just making a mess here because I am very intrigued at how the white works over it. My hope for this white is that it is more like a soft pastel. Oh yeah, it's feeling nice. It's interesting. It's not real white when you put it over the chunky charcoal. It's almost like a really warm grey. Doesn't seem to like going over it very much, but it's not bad. Let's try it. See, it goes really nicely. So maybe it's meant to be used standalone. It goes over this colour so nicely. It feels so much like the normal chunky charcoal. I'm wondering if it's meant to be used more standalone rather than with the chunky charcoal, because you can see it hasn't really helped bring out those real whites. A soft pastel would bring out those really whites, a really nice soft one. I'm not actually drawing anything here. Turn it into a fish, eh? There you go. I wonder what the chunky charcoal is like over the top of the white though. See, the chunky charcoal goes over the white really easy. Yeah, so the chunky charcoal goes over the white easier than the white goes over the chunky charcoal. Alright, so the last thing out of this batch and my inktense. Now when I say this batch, there's a couple of late runners to the game because I went to Officeworks today and I got a couple of art supplies that I thought I'd just tack on to the end of this and we'll try it too. So let's have a look at these. I'm not going to do, we'll keep going with this fish, why not? So this is the, what did I say this one? This one's that dark purple. It looks pretty much black in this form. It pretty much looks black there. I want to get lots of it down because I want to show you how purple it is. Put some there too. Alright. Can't guarantee my paintbrush is clean. Yeah, so when you add the water, you can see more of that purple comes out. It's just a really nice dark colour. And I kind of really got it for sketching. So for like this, you sketch out, maybe add a little bit of water, sketch again over the top. That's why I got that one. Let's have a look. The indigo is nothing unusual. I love their indigo. It has to be my favourite. Oh, it's interesting. It feels harder. Yeah, so this is, again, this here is not a new one. The indigo is definitely not a new one. And again, with the indigo, the blue comes out more when you add water. But I don't often add water to them, to be honest. But again, I use this more for sketching than anything else. So yeah, there's the dark purple and the indigo. Let me show you our late runners to the game. So I've been writing to fluorescent colours. I've already got the Liquitex Basics fluorescent pink. And I've got fluorescent yellow in global colours. So I thought I'd try the Liquitex fluorescent orange. Thought I'd try that. The other thing I've been getting into is drawing with gouache. So I've never tried Reeves gouache. It was fairly inexpensive, so I thought I would try it out and see how it goes, see how I like it. I also got the biggest micron pen other than the brush Pigma micron pen. I don't know, I've got a hankering for drawing and more mixed media type stuff, so I thought this might be good. And I'm actually going to grab this sketchbook with my goldfish print on the front. She's a big fat, look how fat that nib is. I'm going to just do a little bit of freehand drawing of, again, this exact same fish that I've been drawing pretty much all day long. Now this isn't watercolor paper, this is just cartridge paper. And I thought I would just do a little bit of the gouache over the top. Now I got this, what is it? Cobalt blue. I don't know, I'm in a bit of a blue phase. I try things in blue all the time. I really do like blue. And what I'm going to do, while I let that dry a little bit, I'm going to do a left-handed drawing using gouache of the exact same fish. Let's keep going with this fish. This poor Murray River cod will not be endangered once I've finished with it. There's going to be so many of them. Yeah, so in case you haven't noticed, this picture I've been using is a Murray River cod, which is critically endangered in Australia. So yeah, been doing a lot of drawing of endangered animals, and lately especially the fish, which it's okay. This gouache it's pretty standard. It's not, doesn't feel as nice a quality as some of the other gouache I've got. So anyway, I had to try it. I'm probably not going to worry about getting any more of it. I'll use up what I've got. I know the indigo inktense goes really nicely with fluorescent pink. So I'm wondering if it would go alright with the fluorescent orange. So I'm just gonna slop this paint down. It's very nice and bright. I do not know if the camera is actually picking up the actual fluorescency of this paint. Alright, so I'm going to first of all go with the Inktense over the top. And again, I'm just going to do the same fish. Why not? Why not? Yeah, actually, it looks like the indigo is going to look really good over the orange as well, the fluorescent orange. Actually, what I originally had intended to do is I've got a bit of water here off the side that you can't actually see, that I can dunk it in my Inktense in and then draw. Then over on this page I thought I'd try the purple just to see. It might look better reversed. So again, I'm just dunking this is the purple Inktense into the water. Okay, I swear this is the last thing, but the other thing I wanted to try is this micron pen over the yellow. Now, because I did this with oil stick, it is nowhere near dry, even though we're in the next day. So I'm going to do it over on this page and do it in a landscape form. And I'm literally just going to doodle. So I was thinking about doing these little shapes, but I'm actually thinking instead I do smaller animals. Let's have a little look at the artworks I created for this and tell you some of my thoughts about some of the products that I got. So the first thing I tried was the cold wax medium in this little zine sketchbook I've got. Now I have had this shut for about a week. It's zero stickage. That is amazing. That's exactly why I got the cold wax medium. It does the job absolutely perfectly. I thought it would make it a little bit more matte, but it hasn't. Does that bother me? No, it doesn't. I think it looks good. It pretty much looks exactly the same. A winner for sure. So cold wax medium is definitely in my tool belt. Next thing I tried was the blue Winsor & Newton ultramarine blue acrylic paint. I loved it. It was such a good paint. And I also did this painting of a Murray cod. I've yabbered on about it already. Definitely Winsor & Newton acrylic, professional acrylic paint is definitely going to be what I now replace my paints with, because it's just so nice to work with. It is 100% such a nice paint to work with. So yeah, and that was the ultramarine blue was transparent, but it went over stuff. I would say it's not really transparent. I'd say it's like a semi-transparent. So I did this in the ultramarine Winsor & Newton paint first, and then when I was trying the oil sticks, I did the oil sticks over the top of the drawing painting of this fish with the oil sticks. Now let's talk about the oil sticks. I loved them. Seriously loved them. I think they're brilliant. They've got a couple of issues only because I use them in my sketchbook. They're not great for the sketchbook. This painting I did nearly 3 days ago. So I added the oil sticks nearly 3 days ago. Even though I can tell it is drying, like there is still, like it is still, like I'm still getting color transfer on my fingers and stuff. So I can't shut this book and the other book that I use the oil sticks in. But I loved them, so they're definitely going to be using them in finished artworks. I should also say I used quite a bit. I am a heavy-handed drawer, so I didn't just put a really fine layer of the oil stick down. I was heavy. Anyway, I've learned don't use them in your sketchbook, especially if you want to use your sketchbook again in the next week or two. The other thing is, you can see up here I was cleaning off my yellow oil stick, and there is a little bit, you can see here where the oil from the oil stick has seeped into the paper. Does that bother me? No, not really. This is my sketchbook. That's the whole point. If you're going to use the oil sticks on paper without a layer of acrylic paint down first, you just probably need to gesso it, that's all. Or use the proper oil painting paper. I love them. I'm gonna get more of them. So this here was the other oil stick, the black one, and I tried it. I drew this goldfish using one of my artworks as a reference. And yeah, again, like quite a bit of color transfer. This is over acrylic paint as well, so there's not really any absorption into the paper. So I think this is going to be open for at least another week, I think. Then we tried the charcoal. Now the charcoal I already knew I loved. I was getting it because I love it and I want more of it. It's not the easiest charcoal to get. I don't know if I've mentioned this already. So this is the little codfish I did in the charcoal. It literally took me like 20 seconds to do. I then tried over the top to put the white, and you see here I've used the white here in the fin. It didn't go over the top particularly well. I'm kind of thinking it might not be the best white for adding highlights and stuff, which is kind of what I wanted. I have soft pastels that go quite well over the top, so I'll probably just use them. But then I decided to start the drawing. You probably can't see it that well because it's on a yellow background, but I used the white first. And so the white actually turned up really well with nothing else competing with it. And then I decided to put the black over the top, and the black went over the top really well. That was a good way of doing it, I think. That was a good way of doing it. Will I probably do that? No. I don't actually know if I'm going to use the white very much at all. I have a charcoal drawing class coming up on the 16th of November. If you're going to be in Gulgong and want to join me, I'll put the link to the class down below. I will probably take the white for them to have a little play around with. I don't think I'm going to use it in my artworks very often. So the next thing I was trying was the inktense. And again, the indigo I love. I already know I love. I was just getting another one so that I had multiple of it. I did them again in my altered sketchbook. This was the dark purple, and I think now that I added the water and let it dry, you can see the purple tones. I actually really like that. I think it's good. I think it's a really nice drawing medium, the inktense blocks. This is the indigo. I love it. It's great. So good. But so I just did those two quick drawings just to kind of show you what they're about. Then there were some late additions. I've been getting right into Liquitex Basics, mainly because you get a lot of paint and I like the tube. I'm finding whenever I've got a jar of paint, it's drying out before I can use it all. Whereas these tubes, they're fine. They stay juicy until the day I finish them. What about, I know this indigo inktense looks amazing over fluorescent pink paint, or with it anyway. So I thought, wonder what it's like with the fluoro orange. So I tried it. I'm fairly certain this here was the purple. So the purple's kind of just come out very dark, very black. It just looks black to me. But the indigo, you can see the bluish tones. I do like it. It's not as striking as when you use the indigo over the fluorescent pink. The indigo and fluorescent pink is just a match made in heaven. So I did this drawing first in just the Pigma Micron pen. Really cool. I did it with my left hand. I started with my right and then I moved to my left. I was getting too loose, too tight, so I moved to my left hand. And then I did this drawing with the gouache, because that's what I want to start doing, drawing with paint. So I did this drawing with the gouache, and then I added it to this because I wanted to see just how well it would go over, and it actually went over really well. So good. I love the Pigma Micron pen. The gouache is not my... The issue is I have some really amazingly good quality gouache. So then I go and use a really cheap gouache and I'm like... So it wasn't an enjoyable experience. It wasn't super pigment rich. To get really opaque lines with it, you needed to literally add 0 water. Don't add any water whatsoever because it would go transparent really quickly. Am I going to keep using that until it's done? Yeah, 100%, 100%. The last one I did was the Pigma Micron pen over this yellow acrylic background because I want to do a mural in my house that looks a little bit like this. It's going to look very different. I actually really like how this turned out. Yeah, and the Pigma Micron pen, because this was, I was just testing to see how it went over acrylic paint. Beautiful. Amazing. Oh. Whoops. There's very few of these art supplies that I'm not going to get again. Probably the only ones is going to be the white charcoal. Probably not going to buy any more of that. I probably will very rarely use that one. Reeves gouache, yeah, probably won't be getting any more of that, but love the Winsor & Newton acrylic paint. Thanks for joining me. If you've made it this far, you are an absolute champion. I have not finished editing yet, but I do know there's like an hour and a half worth of footage for me to edit, so hopefully that's not that long for you guys to watch. So yeah, thank you for joining me. If you want me to try something in particular, a particular art supply, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's a little video about my altered sketchbooks and a bit of an update, as well as starting my new A3 sketchbook. I'm about to go and start recording my next video. Thanks for joining me, guys.